Hello and welcome everybody to another episode of Trash Talk Podcast. A huge fan of this show. I'm hyped for this. We got a viewer suggestion first topic, which is the top 10, or not top 10, but in general, scariest Hearthstone cards we tend to face. I got 8 of them. I don't know how many you got. Maybe it's gonna be a top 10. I don't know if there's 10, but this was suggested by a viewer. So the scariest Hearthstone cards that you faced, or in our opinion at least, which ones are the scariest for us. So do you have anything like right off the bat? Because I took notes on this.
I mean, there is. I'm not sure if there are any I would necessarily consider scary, but there's definitely some that are not very fun to face necessarily. The problem is there's stuff like Shutterwalk, where it's like once he comes out, you basically concede the game.
First entry on my list. First card that came to my mind when someone
he does have jaws that bite and claws that catch.
Shutterwalk. I mean, Shutterwalk has to be on this list. It has to be top of the list.
But the problem is, I wouldn't really consider it scary because at the moment when it comes out, it's already over.
No, but that's the scary thing, though, right? You know it's coming.
The anticipation of Shutterwalk. Yeah.
That's fair. What I think that's what makes cards so scary. And that's how I constructed my list for the most part. Shutterwalk is so scary because you know once it's there, you're done for, and you're expecting it every turn.
So I guess Hadronox is probably also on your list, right? For same
Hadronox not on the list because Hadronox, it's not quite. You can still win after Hadronox was played.
Yeah, but it gets tough.
It gets tough, but
like same for stuff like Blood River Gul'dan, where it's like
Blood River Gul'dan is on the list.
Where it's like, oh god, like once he comes out, you're basically fucked.
Yeah, because the thing is, you're expecting of it, and when you know Shutterwalk, you're basically done. You're in almost all cases you're just done. So Shutterwalk is the first one I wrote down. Definitely, I like to play him. This is also where it differs from the cards we hate to face, or the cards we hate most. I like Shutterwalk. I really love Shutterwalk, but he's scary to play against because when you know it's Shutterwalk deck, then you're always focused. You're always paranoid about I need to be winning. I need to get there before it happens.
As a matter of fact, people will concede before they ever see the walk.
Yeah.
If I remember too, here's a card with proof.
Yeah, we had that on our channel in videos before.
I think we've had a video where there was like 2 games and both games ended by someone conceding before there was ever Shutterwalk.
We're playing Shutterwalk Shaman, people just concede. That's where we came up with the idea that you could just play the Shaman without the Shutterwalk in it.
Yeah.
And just hope that people concede, so you don't need to craft Shutterwalk. You have another deck slot for a Talk Creeper. It's great stuff. No, but seriously, yeah. Expecting Shutterwalk, that's like the final blow. It's like the win now sort of thing.
Yeah.
So that is definitely on the list. Another card that I wrote down as the second, and it's also the second card that came to my mind, and this is not maybe not that intuitive, but Defile.
Oh, because you always have to build your boards around Defile, because otherwise shit just dies. Exactly.
You always need to be aware of Defile when you're playing a control-oriented Warlock. It's an even lock, it's in cube, it's in control, it's in almost every Warlock except for Zoo. That's somewhat popular these days.
Yeah, because Zoo just wrecks its own board.
You need to be, you need to always be focused on playing around Defile, and even if you do that, sometimes you just still can't prevent it happening.
Yeah, it's tough because then they'll play like Librarian Defile.
Yeah, they'll make something happen.
If it's not even, but
Mortal Coil Defile, Mortal Coil, Hellfire Defile. There are so many combinations. So Defile is really cool to play. It's a complicated card, right? It involves a lot of math and calculation and all that.
Yeah, you
forward
have to
thinking.
Think about every single board state that you can produce, and then Defile.
So Lord Godfrey in the same breath, of course, but Defile is a bit more common.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you can run 2 of them in one deck, and it's not as big of a commitment as having like a 7 mana Lord Godfrey. Even though Lord Godfrey is a lot more powerful, of course. But yeah, Defile. Defile is it because you always need to be thinking about it and how to avoid it. So that makes every match a lot more complicated, and that's why that's a scary card for me.
I guess in a similar vein, you could maybe mention stuff like Kill Command, or Leroy Jenkins, where you know that the face damage might be on hand, so you always have to be sure that your health total is above a certain value.
Right. But those are a little bit more one-dimensional. They're not guaranteed wins like Walk, and they're not as complicated to play around as Defile. So
but I know those
in the back
of your mind.
Yeah, those are cards that can make you paranoid. Rogue has a lot of those. Rogue has a lot of those cards.
I mean, it's also like not on its own necessarily, but Shadow Step, man.
Yeah,
like
it's really
Leroy Shadow Step, Leroy.
Vilespine, Shadow Step, Vilespine.
Kaliseth, Shadow Step, Kaliseth.
Shadow Step, Kaliseth. Yeah,
that used to be a thing for a while. Like with the Pirate Rogues, like
I know
Temple Pirate Rogues,
crazy.
Like triple Kaliseth turn 2. It's like what just happened?
But that's also one that you can't really do anything against.
No.
Like Shadow Step, you can. There's so much stuff they can Shadow Step because of the combo effect, the Minstrels, the Felderoy Striders.
Yeah, but the real scary ones are the ones that have like immediate impacts.
Yeah, the Leroy, the Vilespine. I mean, crazy. Prince Kaliseth is on the list. Funny you mentioned him.
Yeah, of course.
Izo, he's one of those. People like they whenever there is the slightest possibility of finding a way to put Kaliseth in the deck, they'll do it. He's in the Recruit Hunter. He's in the Shudderwalk Shaman. He's in Zoo Warlock, but he's everywhere. We don't need another important 2-drop. He's They put him in Odd Paladin if it was possible. Like, Prince Kaliseth is everywhere, and you know that when he's played, your win rate skyrockets to 70%.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's insane. So, what are you gonna do about him? That's such a high roll when you get him in the starting hand. I have the Zoo Warlock as well. I'm playing him in there. It's really strong. Now, Blood River Gul'dan I already mentioned.
Yes, we already mentioned him, and it's basically the same as for the Shadowwalk, just not as...
Yeah, it's really strong finisher. It brings a lot of demons back. There might even be Doom Guards.
If there's enough Doom Guards, it just wins.
Which is really strong. Even just, like, the medium-sized demons. Like, Despicable Dreadlords, Dread Infernals are really, like, their strong board presence.
Yeah, I mean, having all of a sudden 7 demons on the board is good no matter what.
Of course, Doom Guards and Void Lords, that's insane. That's insane to come back from. Void Lords especially also because you can't just remove them and it's gone. Like, clear the board
even theoretically, like, just 7 Void Walkers. It's not particularly scary, but it locks the board down for a while.
It's a board of 7 Void people. It's still really strong. So, yeah, Blood River Gul'dan is just one of the single most powerful cards in the game.
And I can't really think of a shittier demon than Void Walkers, to be honest.
No, not really.
I mean, you could be like Flame Imps, but it's like...
They have better stats.
They have better stats.
They don't have Taunt.
But and then he would have... even then he would still have
like
21 attack on the board.
Just regular Imps, like from Implosion, sort of. One Imps.
Implosion, or the Worthless Imps.
Yeah, exactly. When he sends demons and you don't have any more.
That might be the one situation which Blood River Gul'dan isn't as scary, but even then he still has the great hero power.
Another one would be if it were still played at all these days anymore would be
Anduin?
No, not Anduin is played in the Control Priest, but
but he's not as scary anymore now that
he's not. He's not
the
Scar. The Raza isn't gone, but yeah. No, I'm talking about Azari or Rin for that matter.
Oh yeah.
That's also really scary. Like someone just shredding up your deck, your full deck.
Yeah.
Another one is, well, this is also one that I hate is Antonidas. Obviously, you don't see it.
Yeah.
It's not being played at all, but I have a personal grudge against Quest Mage.
I was about to say, you could, for the same reason, you could just say Mage Quest.
Yeah.
Because once the Mage Quest comes down, you know what's going to happen.
Yeah, you know what's going to happen. Bullshit's going to happen. Thankfully, Quest Mage is about the worst deck imaginable, win rate wise these days.
I mean, they don't have Icebook anymore.
Yeah, and they don't have Icebook, and they only have one variant of actually finishing the game. They only have the Antonidas Fireball variation.
Yeah.
Because Arcane Giants are rotated out because they're in Karazhan.
Oh yeah, but I don't think that was as huge of a factor. Primarily, I saw it with Fireball.
The Fireball one was the definitely the more representative one because it navigated more things like a Noble Sacrifice. Like the Arcane Giant version would just lose to Noble Sacrifice or a Vaporize or anything that prevented that.
Yeah.
With spells, like if you don't know how that worked, like with this version, it's always like get 4 Sorcerer's Apprentices down by playing them, then Molten Reflectioning them.
Yeah.
Cash in the Time Warp, play Antonidas, and start casting free fireballs.
You require my assistance?
Yeah, I hate it. And then you just start spamming fireballs to their face until they die.
Yeah.
And the other one would be you play 2 Arcane Giants because they're basically free now with all the spells you've cast. You catch him Time Warp, Alex draw to their face, and go.
Yeah, fair enough.
So that's also a guaranteed win. I haven't seen that as much because, of course, it's more volatile. It does require less pieces, but
it also requires your opponent to not have taunts or not have
exactly
bunch of secrets.
Not have anything to defend.
Freezing Trap, No Sacrifice, Vaporize, Ice Block, technically.
Yeah, or Ice Barrier.
Ice Barrier for that matter, yeah, I mean...
Exactly, so that the other one is more consistent, but yeah, Antonidas...
Evasion.
It's not necessarily scary because it happens so little.
Yeah.
These days, no one plays it anymore, praise the Lord for that, but it's one of the most annoying ones, and I have a personal vendetta against Mage. Yeah, I hate Mage. Mage is a bum class. I don't like Mage. Never liked Mage. Mage is awful. Mage is the worst. And Mage is the one class that they could just remove from the game. I wouldn't chat it here. Just get out of there. Just give me something else. Give me Ranger. Something else for me. I don't like Mage. Mage can fuck off. Let me look at the list real quick. I know you feel differently about that, but you know. Level Up.
Oh, yeah.
And this one is the exact opposite of Antonidas, because you'll see it every other game, because everyone plays all Kali.
And you also know that, you know how scary Level Up is just based on the fact that when there is like a 2-2 on the board and a 1-1 dude, you're killing the dude.
You're killing the dude, exactly. I'll always kill a dude over a Firefly.
Yeah.
With the Keleseth or whatever, yeah. Because you just want the dudes to die, because they're so strong once 5 of them get leveled up.
Exactly.
On
it's
turn
crazy.
5. So Level Up is really scary because you can't avoid some sort of dude board building throughout the entire game.
Yeah.
No matter what deck you're running, you can barely avoid that at all. Like, there is gonna be turns where they're gonna have multiple dudes on the board, and if Level Up is on hand, you might be screwed. So that's one of those cards that, like, you need to be paranoid about every single turn that they might have it. And the thing is, they can run 2 of them. Like, as opposed to Shutterwalk and Gul'dan, Keleseth, Antonidas, there's twice the chance, basically.
Yeah, that's true.
So, yeah, awful. This one, I know why I wrote this down. Cyclopean Horror. This one is just, the card isn't scary to play against, it's just a scary card. Like, it's flat out terrifying. Have you seen the card art?
It just looks weird.
Yeah, it's a stuff of nightmares, man. It's
horror.
Yeah. It's not necessarily a strong card, but it looks kind of like I would want to meet that guy in real life. Then again, there's a lot of them that I want, like a lot of cards that I wouldn't want to meet.
Yeah,
in real life.
All the old gods.
Yeah, they're just kind of
all their followers.
Yeah,
almost.
they'll make your. They'll make your mind go mad.
Like all the corrupted cards.
You're gonna be mining Serenite and slowly going insane in the chain gang. You don't want that.
How long can this go on?
Yeah, crazy. So, and the last one that I wrote down, you may have heard of this card, Cold Light Oracle.
Oh God! It just crushes your dreams.
Yeah, it crushes control. Dreams.
Oh God!
Insane.
I remember.
Could have Bran in the same thought, or Fandral, stuff like that.
I remember the whole thing where it's like, oh hey, you just burned my key card.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice. I mean, technically, you could also put Gnome Ferrado.
I could put Gnome Ferrado, but Gnome Ferrado is played a lot less. Well, in Standard, of course. Cold Light isn't in Standard anymore, but Gnome Ferrado isn't that problematic. Because it's not that scary, because you don't really see it coming. It just happens and it burns 1 card. Okay.
No, but the moment it happens, the moment it pulls out the card of your deck, you're like, ah, shit, what's it gonna be?
That's only the case, though, if you're running decks that require one specific card and you haven't drawn it yet and you cannot.
The problem is you play too much aggro.
I do play some aggro. I also play some control. I think I'm playing fairly balanced.
For control and combo decks, burning a specific card is a lot more problematic
for
than
combo
for
decks.
aggro.
Control, not so much. Unless it's your Gul'dan. But combo, yeah. Burning a Shutterwalk, burning a Grumble, yeah, that's pretty bad. But Gnome Ferrado, the thing is with Cold Light, when you play control and you're facing the Kingsbane or whatever, a Cold Light is not going to burn 1, but they're typically going to burn 4.
Yeah.
3 or 4 cards in 1, so that's scary. And you can, I remember playing control and Cube Warlock when the Kingsbane was still a thing. In the Kobolds meta, you can never tap because you can't risk going over 7 cards in your hand. It was crazy. That was annoying, and yeah, it's kind of a scary card. I wouldn't want to meet Cold Oracle. Well, I would want to meet Cold Oracle in real life. I kind of would, so I can kick its ass. Because it's a dirty Murloc. Murlocs are cards that I want to meet in real life. Except for Megafin. Other than that, like Tiny Fins and all the little bats, yeah, kick their asses. There's a great video on YouTube where they show off these, was it Swamp King Dread? Yeah, Swamp King Dread. Who attacks a minion when you play it.
Oh, and they're playing Tiny Fins?
And they're playing like 6 Tiny Fins into it. Oh, that's great. That's a fantastic video. I love that so much. Because it's like Murloc dies to a huge dinosaur. And again, and that's wonderful. That's awful.
One thing that's maybe not scary, but it's kind of soul-crushing is when you got your opponent down to like 1 or 2 health, and then they play Reno. In like Wild, specifically, of course. But
I don't think I've ever had Reno Jackson played against me in my entire life.
It's so frustrating.
Then
like,
again, yeah.
Oh wait, you're dead. It's like Reno.
Yeah,
it's kind of similar to Ice Block.
The standard version of that is Amara, the Quest.
Amara,
the Quest quest. Yeah, so
same thing.
That's even stronger.
Same thing, just worse.
Exactly, it's a 40, and it's and then they'll Zola
taunt and yeah.
And all stuff goes down, and they'll have like 3 of them, and they'll just never lie. Yeah, I said Brand Bronzebeard could be one of them because he's so powerful. We've left unattended. Same for Fandrel and Lyra. Those are just the batch of cards that
it's almost like when you don't have a way to deal with them, it's like, oh shit.
As soon as they hit the board, they need to go. There's like that special batch of cards. They just need to go once they hit because they have passive effects or specific effects whenever, right? Gadgetzan Auctioneer needs to go. Velvet Malagos, they need to go.
Yeah.
So Lich King Ysera, typically they need to go. And yeah, those cards are scary. Maybe, I don't know how scary Ultimate Infestation is. It's just really powerful. So I guess it's kind of scary when you play it because you know that, oh shit, I'm getting run over now.
Yeah.
But yeah, those were my scariest Hearthstone cards that I can come up with right now. Maybe after the Boomsday Project expansion has been played in a little bit, maybe there's more cards.
Oh god, I can only imagine how that's gonna. Oh,
maybe some Boombot related stuff.
Yeah, I think there'll be a follow up on this.
We'll see. Probably will. We're gonna talk about that a bit more in future podcasts. I think once the expansion is really out and we've gotten to play more.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see about that. But that's the cards, man. So how about we get into the halftime show?
Yeah. So this one is a bit different. I think we've done something like this before, but we're quizzing each other.
It's not that different, but we're doing quizzes. But this time it's not just someone quizzing the other. We're quizzing each other.
Yeah. Again, I think we've done that before as well. But yeah.
Yeah, possible. So we both got 5 questions for each other.
Yeah, correct? You wanted to quiz me on football?
It's just football questions, yeah.
And you said to quiz you on whatever, so I'm quizzing you on whatever.
Great. So
which is a little bit of everything.
Are we going like one by one?
That seems to make sense,
Okay,
yeah.
so would you like to start?
Sure.
Let's see what you got.
So, which of our videos has the most comments on it?
Oh, Christ. Which of our videos has the most comments on it?
Exactly. That is indeed the question.
That could easily be a cookie clicker because I feel like a lot of people have opinions on that, and it's also one with the higher view count sort of thing. But it just might be like a different one. It might be a 10 sub special or not a 100 sub special. It's one where specifically something was asked of people to comment. I'm just gonna say it's a cookie clicker one. Is that enough, or does it need to be specific?
Well, it is a cookie clicker one, but can you tell me which one? Or at least...
I'm just gonna say the first one because that's what people typically find.
That's what I assumed, because there's also the whole, like, everyone and their mother commenting on Peter was hot dogs.
It might be Grandma Apocalypse because people like that a lot.
It's actually cookie clicker number 8, the Third Ascension.
Third Ascension has the most comments on it?
Wow. I was surprised myself.
Okay. Well, maybe because there's some debates there. There's some responses. I'm having this guy, that's this guy, Cookie's channel?
Yeah.
The Ukrainian guy.
I think he renamed his channel, but
but that's cool. Great dude. So, I'm having debates about Quick Clicker with him a lot.
Yeah,
in
that's
the comments,
true.
So that's definitely
that might have been the one where there was most of that happening.
Because like every reply comes as another comment.
I know.
That drives it up. So okay, yeah, it dot Quick Clicker. That makes sense. So let me go ahead, check my list, and then ask you a question about football. So
I can't fucking wait.
Yeah, we predicted the NFL together, and
well, most of it.
I started focusing on football. I'm more of a football analyst on my own channel now.
Yes.
And I've done a bunch of videos already. So the first 3 videos that I did on my channel, can you tell me who the 3 players were by name, what position they play each, and what team they play for?
Each is great because, if I remember correctly, they were all quarterbacks.
They were all quarterbacks.
The first one was Baker Mayfield, who, well, when you made the video, was drafted for the Browns, but I'm not sure if you can say that he's played for them.
Well, no, because the season hasn't started yet. But he is.
The second one was Sam Darnold, who was drafted for the Jets.
Same
deal. And then we've got, of course, your favorite player of all time. I would no, it's not quite, but
tough. But he's got there.
One of your favorite players, which is Jimmy Garoppolo.
I'm definitely high on the baby goat. Yeah.
Who did already also play for the San Francisco 49ers
extraordinarily well. Might I add?
Yes.
Yeah, huge fan.
So there's that.
That's absolutely correct.
Oh, I have to ask you a question now.
That's true.
How many comments were in that video?
Oh, God, really? Okay, let me just throw the number.
Hey, it's a nice question because you can also
let me just drop a number. 65.
54.
That's close.
That's actually really close.
I will give me a point. I will give me a point on that. That's close enough. So, you remember how we predicted the NFL last year, right? And we watched.
You just said that as the intro for the last.
Because now it's actually relevant, and we also watched the Super Bowl together.
Yeah.
But do you remember the 2 teams that didn't quite make to the Super Bowl? By that I mean the 2 teams that lost in the NFC and AFC conference finals, respectively, against the Patriots and the Philadelphia Eagles.
I can 100% correctly answer that question. No, I do not remember.
You do not remember?
The question was just whether or not I remember. The answer is I don't remember.
So you don't remember? Neither one of them? Really?
Nope.
Really? Come on, think. You should. What was the shortest video we ever did? Wasn't that the prediction where we predicted those?
That might indeed be the case.
Yeah, it was like an 8-second video.
Yeah, it turns out you can only put end cards on videos that are 10 seconds or longer.
Yeah, right, I know.
That's a thing.
I know, right? Neither to you?
Don't know, no.
Really? It was the Jacksonville Jaguars losing to the Patriots and the Minnesota Vikings against the Eagles.
Right, there was that one guy who ran into a post in a subway station. They made a video about that.
Exactly! See, you could have gotten there from that. Yeah, that was the teams, man. That's what it was.
Yeah. Next question, right.
What expected you to know that?
I don't know why you would. You know I've got bad memory.
Yeah.
Which Hearthstone class has...
Mage. Is a bomb? Yes, Mage.
Has the most legendary minions?
The most legendary minions. That means there's a class that has more legendary minions than other classes. Which typically shouldn't be the case. Let me go ahead and think here. Why would that be the case? So, does that mean that there was at one point an expansion where one class got more than the regular amount?
Yes.
So like 3 instead of 2.
I believe it was 2 instead of 1, but yes.
Okay. So, let me go ahead and think if I can come up with that. Was I already playing when the expansion came out?
That specific one, no.
Okay. I'm not sure if we said this before. It might be Hunter.
I mentioned that before. As a matter of fact, I like to mention that. I probably mentioned it more than once. Hunter got Acid Maw and Dread Scale in the same expansion.
Yeah, exactly.
Where everyone else only got 1.
Right.
So, it's Hunter, but it's tied with another class.
It's tied with another class?
Yes.
It's tied with another class.
No.
Is it?
No, it's not actually. No, it's just Hunter. It's there's another class that has the least legendary minions actually.
The least that would be is it because someone got moved in the Hall of Fame?
No, because they still exist.
Oh, just has the least.
The one that has the least, actually, which is...
Mage?
Shaman.
Shaman has the least?
Yeah.
How was that?
Hagatha.
Oh, yeah, because it was actually...
They got Hagatha instead of a minion.
Yeah, that's true.
So, yeah, the most and least, that's that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But, yeah, it's just Hunter for the most.
Alright, cool. Hunter. I'm a fan of Hunters. I like Hunter. Hunter is cool. Hunter is a cool class.
Which tells you that there is, like literally 7 classes tied for a second there.
Yeah, I played a mid-range Hunter game literally today in the wild format, and I had a zombies consisting of Dreadscale and Stubborn Gastropod, which is a complete board clear at the end of every turn. Just like to throw that out there. In wild, there's some crazy stuff. Not that there isn't in standard, but in wild there...
Yeah, like Dreadscale with either poisons or lifesteal is great. Because lifesteal is basically Spirit Lash at the end of every turn.
Exactly. And the bit of that Hydra is also really strong with lifesteal because that negates its downside. I think I've said that before.
Yeah, you said that.
So, because the damage that is dealt to your own hero is also lifesteal back. Right.
To your own hero, yes.
To your own hero.
And even if the damage kills you, you still go back up. The lifesteal triggers before the end of game triggers, which is very important in decks like Kingsbane.
Okay, can you name a team that has never won a Super Bowl?
I can definitely name teams. I'm not sure if I can name one that has never won a Super Bowl. I mean, it seems like something the Browns would do.
That is correct.
Never won a Super Bowl.
So, next one though, can you name a team that has never even won an NFL championship?
I assume, based on that being a follow-up question, that probably that's not true for the Browns?
No, the Browns won like 8 of them.
Okay, fair enough.
The Browns once had, like in the 30s, 40s, I don't remember, 50s, they had a guy by the name of Otto Graham, who was an amazing, legendary quarterback, back when they were just wearing leather hats instead of helmets, but he won them like a bunch of championships. Browns were great before the Super Bowl era.
I don't know, Bears?
No, the Bears did. They also won a Super Bowl.
Fair enough.
The idea would have been just to name a team, one of the newer teams, the teams that have only been in the league for less than 20 years.
Fair enough. Ravens?
No, the Ravens actually have.
Damn it.
Which you can absolutely know because they've won one against the 49ers. And I've also mentioned that the Ravens were once the Browns and then immediately won Super Bowls when they weren't the Browns anymore.
Oh, yeah, I think you did mention that
one.
No,
it's like the Jaguars and the Texans, the newer teams, you know?
Fair enough.
Carolina Panthers. Even though they've played in 2, lost both of them. So that's one of those teams. Or 3 of those.
So
you got the Super Bowl one.
Next question. What is the most played Hearthstone deck on our channel? Specifically that we've played. I'm not going to count the ones that we faced because I'm not going to go through every video and count them up.
Alright, I'm assuming this would be either the Kingsbane Rogue or Deadman's Warrior. Don't think it's a Tog Warrior. I'm going to say it's a Deadman's Warrior.
It's Midrange Hunter.
Is Midrange Hunter? Because we played that a lot in the beginning.
All of the beginning videos were basically Midrange Hunter.
Correct.
And then in that little tournament we played against each other, we both played it. Mm-hmm. And
do that again soon.
Then the budget deck for Hunter was the Midrange Hunter. So because that's the only deck that we've played since the inception of the channel till today.
Yeah, that's true.
All the other decks we've kind of had 3 or 4 games with.
Into that later.
But with Midrange Hunter we probably had like 10 or 15 games. Just videos specifically, not games.
Yeah, videos.
Even more videos. Even more games.
That's true.
Just Midrange Hunter.
That's absolutely true. Okay. Yeah, I could have probably come up with that as well. But here's another football question. So, okay. This one's more of a just a guessing game, right? Can you guess how old...
As if the last one wasn't.
Yeah. No, that wasn't a guess. That was knowledge based.
Of course, but for me, I wouldn't know that.
Yeah, but you could have. You had the stuff to know that. Like, you had information to know that. Can you guess how old the oldest player in the NFL is and his position too?
The oldest player currently active?
Yeah. How old is he and what position do you think he plays?
Oh, God.
Name his name if you want to as well.
Is it Brady?
No, it's not Brady.
Is there older ones?
there is, believe it or not, there is older human beings living on planet Earth than Tom Brady.
Well, living on Earth, of course, yeah. No, I don't know. Like,
it's hard to believe, but it is true.
Like, let's say like late 40s, probably something that doesn't involve a lot of running.
It's 45.
Quarterback,
kicker.
Fair enough.
The most normie position you can think of.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like, all kickers ever are just skinny white dudes. They're the least athletic football players that there are. But they're people too. Kickers are people too. Punters are people too. There's some hilarious people there, like Pat McAfee. If anyone out there somewhat knows football, doesn't know Pat McAfee, go check out Pat McAfee. He's an insanely funny dude. And Market King as well. But yeah, his name is Adam Vinatieri. And he's played alongside Tom Brady for a while, actually. He's won a bunch of Super Bowls with the Patriots.
Okay.
And actually, he was always the dude who kind of won it for them. Like, in the end, when it came down to it, he was always the one who made the decisive field goal.
Okay.
To win the game. So he's an absolute legend. And right now he's with the Colts, Indianapolis Colts. And he doesn't plan to retire anytime soon. So maybe he's going to play the 50. I don't know. But yeah, he's the old guy right now. One question left, I believe, for both of us.
Yes.
What do you got?
And this one is probably the easiest one we've had. Well, the Metric Hunter one might have been equally easy. This is definitely one of the easier questions on here. Which band do I in my personal music collection have the most songs of?
Alright. That might as well be ABBA, right? I mean, we've already established that ABBA, there's a lot of them. I know that CCR is also a lot of them, and for me it's like around that. But I'm gonna say ABBA though, because there's just more than you would ever expect.
Yeah, of course. I think it's like over 30.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's insane.
CCR is getting close to 30 as well.
I don't think it's necessarily as close for me, but
I can check that later for me if you want to, off the air though.
I think my second most one might already be Bon Jovi.
No, there's more CCR than Bon Jovi.
I'm probably
Bon Jovi's not more than 20.
Bon Jovi's like 25.
How is Bon Jovi 25?
I think it's 25.
It's like 16 for me.
And CCR, I believe, is like 15 for me.
15?
I can check if
got like twice. Let's do it off the air. I got like twice that amount. Jesus, no, you're misrepresenting numbers, I think. Maybe you're not memorizing them correctly. I got one last question, and this one's going to be interesting. So, you are a diehard, lifelong New Orleans Saints fan. Correct?
Sure, let's say that. Sure.
So, since you are so committed to the New Orleans Saints, name one player of the New Orleans Saints active right now. Should be the easiest question ever. You should just reiterate the full 53-man roster from last year.
You know how I don't actually care the least about football.
Oh yeah, you do.
And that Saints thing is just a thing that randomly came up at some point.
Because of prediction, karma and luck and all that, yeah.
I honestly can't tell you.
You probably heard of some of them before because I've told you before, like that guy.
That's very much.
Drew Brees.
Is he related to Tyler Breeze?
He's not related to Tyler Breeze. He's a quarterback. He's as a matter of fact, a legendary Hall of Fame quarterback. Who's also close to 40, if he isn't 40, but he's won Super Bowl. He's the greatest player in Saints history. You know, that guy, Drew Brees. You might have heard of him. You definitely have heard. I've definitely mentioned
probably.
Him. But there you go. Now you know the most important person who should be the most important person in your life if you're a Saints fan, which you are. There you go. That's the football quiz, and that's the random stuff quiz. Fact of the week?
Fact of the week.
Fact of the week. Too close to the halftime show. What is your fact of the week?
Well, first of all, I am currently wearing a Runrig shirt.
That is correct.
Second of all, that will not be the last time today that Runrig will be mentioned.
That's good. Oh, Song of the Week coming up. That's great. Maybe not Song of the Week. Might be second topic, but okay. That's your fact? You're wearing a Runrig shirt? That's a fact?
Yeah.
That's so weak. Weak sauce fact.
I'm pretty sure you've had your headwear be a fact before, and you've definitely at least once had a fact about not having a fact.
Yeah, but that's an interesting fact. That's witty and charming. Like everything.
It's none of the above.
Yeah, it is. It's all of the above. Here's a fact of the week. Have you ever heard of lobsters?
Yes, I have heard of lobsters.
Do you know what the color of a lobster's blood is?
Well, I mean, extrapolating from normal expectancy, a lot of animal blood is also red, but I guess if you're asking, it probably is not, which makes me think it's probably white.
The color of a lobster's blood is teal, sort of greenish, bluish in color. That's an interesting fact. It's supposed to be like clear white with like a green or blue tint to it.
Okay.
That's the color of a lobster's blood. Interestingly. I don't know if that's just a thing among crustaceans.
I don't know, maybe it's... I mean, red blood cells generally, aren't they responsible for like the transportation of oxygen?
Mm-hmm.
So those seem kind of important, right?
Yeah, maybe it's different with those guys.
I don't know, maybe their oxygen transporting cells just have a different color.
Yeah.
Because that's what gives our blood the red color.
Exactly, the red blood cells.
Yeah,
that's the color of lobster blood. So, second topic, mention the Runrick song. Now, what is the second topic, first of all?
Well, so you wanted to talk about some songs that,
for a while,
for all intents and purposes, you should like, but you don't, or something like that, because of based on the time frame which are produced in and the genres that they're set in.
The basic premise is that typically, or something that sparked this idea is that earlier today, JJ said to me something like, the old music, like no one really hates the old music. Because like when I do my football videos, I put in the beginning, I put a clip of of highlight, and then have a good old song playing over it, like San Francisco by Scott McKenzie when I did my Garoppolo video.
Yes.
Or Leaving on a Jet Plane when I did the Jets video.
Yes.
So, which is thematic, by the way, both of them are.
Or Sound of Silence when you made the Baker Mayfield video.
Yeah, that was a bit passive aggressive. I will admit that. In the first Mayfield video. So those types of songs from that age, you said they were always like no one hates those songs basically.
Yeah.
Everyone has either a good stance toward it or is at least indifferent to it. If they don't really know it that well, they've heard it, they're not huge fans, but no one has really like a hatred for their songs, as a lot of people hate modern music.
That's true.
Like a lot of people think modern music, the electric stuff, is the worst thing ever, and that includes me, and probably you.
Yeah, I mean,
I also really hate the sort of metal type of stuff, the really, really heavy metal type of stuff that's just screaming into a microphone.
Yeah, I was about to say, the thing with metal is, I don't like the screaming and growling and shit.
No, that's like weird
You need clean vocals.
Yeah, that's just weird shit.
But like the metal instruments, they sound really great usually.
I mean, then it's just like a bit more of hardcore rock and roll. I'm cool. I can settle for that. I'm cool with that.
That's why I always say like my favorite metal genre is power metal.
Okay.
Which is just metal with clean vocals.
Alright.
Which is basically, as you said, it's like hard rock with metal instruments.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, I don't really care too much about. I'm more of a actually in terms of instruments. I like soft instruments. I like them. The Western guitars, man, that country theme style, the flat tops and the occasional fiddle. Not opposed to it, but I'm cool. I'm cool settling for some good classic rock and roll. I'm cool with it. There are some songs in that time frame though that were hits or still are hits, or like iconic songs. Everybody in that category, everybody loves them. Nobody really hates them, but there is some that we still do hate, and I hate, and there's some for you as well.
I'm not sure if there's any songs that I necessarily have a strong hatred for, but there's definitely songs that I dislike. Oh,
there are songs that I have huge hatreds for.
I know.
First one that always comes to mind, I've mentioned it before, is Walking on Sunshine. I don't even know who performed that song. You know that?
Katrina and the Wailers.
Okay. Never heard of them.
I'm pretty sure they're just known for that one song.
This song is so grating. It's such an awful piece of music.
I would put that in the category of good, not great.
That's bottom of the barrel. I will I by no means I'm a huge fan of rap music. It's okay in the gym, and Gangsta's Paradise is top 5 song of all time, almost. Was it 6? Whatever. I think it was 6. But other than that, I'm not a proponent of that at all. Very much. I'm not a sucker for modern music in the slightest. But I'll take everything that Eminem has ever done over that song. Do you know who Eminem is?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll take everything he's ever done over that song, and I'm not a huge fan at all.
I'm pretty sure he's done drugs before.
Yeah, I'm saying musical. Yeah. The Beatles have also done a lot of drugs before, more than.
But you said like I'll take anything he's done. It's like
I'm not taking the stuff that he takes, right? I'll take all the music that he's created over that piece of garbage.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah. Oh man,
I'm not agreeing, but I understand.
How is that song so bad? Oh man, there's something so annoying about it. I can't, like, don't even mention that song to me. I hate it. Whenever I hear it, I genuinely get furious and pissed off. Like, damn, that song is bad. Man, you got one? You got one that you feel about that way?
Not as strongly, but while I have been warming up to Runrig a lot lately, see, I mentioned them.
Yeah.
Loch Lomond is still a song that I
great song.
Can't stand.
Stop that song. It's such a good song. Why not? Do you know the history behind it?
Yes, you explained it to me repeatedly.
Isn't it so catchy and beautiful and bring tears to your eyes when you listen to that song? Isn't it so passionate and wonderful? Isn't it? It is.
Kind of. It is really not.
Oh, it is. How is it not? Like, what exactly about it?
It's just, first of all, Runrig in general is leaning more towards the good, not great category. And then that particular song, I've kind of developed a strong dislike for.
You need to rewire your brain on that. That's just bad experience for you.
I was about to say primarily probably because of hearing it a lot.
That's why people develop a bad taste for or a hatred for like broccoli and stuff.
I like broccoli.
I know, we've had that exact comparison before. Right?
I was about to say, like, I think we mentioned it before. Like, people generally be like, "Oh, broccoli." I'm like, yeah, I like broccoli.
I also like broccoli. Same concept.
It's probably one of my favorite vegetables.
Yeah, broccoli's pretty good. I like
broccoli's awesome.
I like broccoli. Broccoli's pretty good. Agree or disagree? Let me know in the comments. Do you like broccoli and or Runrig? Do you prefer broccoli over Runrig or the other way around?
That reminds me. I saw. I'm not sure what exactly it was. It was like a comment somewhere. They were like, people like chocolate, but what if you put chocolate on broccoli? They wouldn't like it. And I was like, God, now I want some broccoli. Everyone else was like, oh, no, I want some chocolate. I was like, oh, God, now I want some broccoli.
Exactly. Would you rather give up broccoli or Runrig in your life? That's not that easy.
I give up Runrig, sure.
That's not that easy, man. I kind of want to keep both, but I'd probably give up broccoli because I can still eat peas, and I
don't like peas that much.
I like peas arguably even better than broccoli. Like when they're serving peas in a chow hall in college, I'll be getting at least one bowl of peas. Sometimes I'll get two of them. I really like peas. Great. When they serve in broccoli, I'll get a bowl of broccoli. But when they're having peas, I'm having peas for real.
Fair enough.
One of my favorite vegetables. I mean, sweet potatoes too.
I'm not big on sweet potatoes.
I like sweet.
I'm also not that big on potatoes, but that's a whole different.
No potato. I'm not a huge potato. I'm not an Irish descendant for any means. Not a potato guy. I'm more of a pasta or rice. I mean rice, right?
Rice, right?
Rice is my go-to thing.
Yeah.
That's just the muscle food, right? That's what rice is. But yeah, I'll take Runrig over broccoli. But you're trying to broccoli.
Second topic, the big vegetable debate.
Yeah, music over broccoli. That's an idea that you need to write down for at some point.
Music over broccoli?
No, compare it, like doing higher or lower, or just like would you rather with two things that are completely unrelated. Like idea, would you rather give up Runrig or broccoli in your life?
Okay.
That sort of thing. You can write that down, and we're going to do that in a future podcast. It's booked. We're doing it. So, yeah, okay. Local
check out next week's podcast for broccoli versus Runrig.
Just might happen. So, yeah, that's you. Local I mean, you've mentioned a lot of more Runrig songs as songs of the week lately. I'm okay with that. You've found out your own Runrig stuff, and if there's one specific song that you do not like, I think you should still rewire yourself on that. Just get rid of all the bad thoughts and look at it objectively again and recognize the greatness of the song. But that's okay. So, Walking on Sunshine is terrible. I can't get that the hatred I have of that song.
I can understand that if you dislike the song, you would strongly dislike it because it's very catchy.
It's so bad.
And I feel like if you don't like it and it's catchy, it's way worse than if you don't like it and it's not catchy.
You know what
because then it sometimes might get stuck in your head and you still don't like it.
You know what I also really don't like?
Which just reinforces a negative association.
Yeah. You know what I also really don't like?
Me?
That too, but not like Bonnie Tyler.
Okay.
I'm not a huge fan. Or Whitney Houston.
Whitney Houston's pretty good.
No, I know she's really. I know they're great. I know they're great songs. I don't like them.
They're great songs. Yeah, those two women are great songs.
Well, the great songs that the songs that they made are great songs.
Yeah.
I don't like them. Whitney Houston is arguably the greatest female singer of all time.
Yeah, I was about to say Bonnie Tyler is one of those, okay, but not necessarily great. Whitney Houston has some pretty good songs.
Yeah, I know Whitney Houston has great songs. I know she has a great voice. I don't like him. I don't like the songs. I don't know. It's not my thing. Some of it is not my thing. That's one of those, right? Everybody recognizes, I will always love you, and all that stuff. Total Eclipse of the Heart, all that stuff. Holding Out for a Hero. That's so great, amazing, iconic, legendary stuff. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't want to hear it.
I'm pretty sure I have all three of those songs you just mentioned in my playlist, but yeah.
Yeah, I probably have some of those as well, which I need to then kick out again, but sometimes I won't even kick them out because I know I should like them because they're great songs, but I don't want to hear them.
That's also a very you thing.
Yeah, it's a very me thing because I'm trying to be objective about it. This is a good song. For all intents and purposes, I should like that song. Maybe I'll get around to maybe
I'll get around to liking it someday.
Yeah, maybe I'll set my mind straight on that sometime. I don't know. I've never gotten around to like that song, man. It's weird. Those songs or those artists for that matter. Not a fan. So you got something else?
Oh God, let me think. I mean, generally, that's less of a hate and more of a I don't like it as much as maybe I should. Is the whole CCR and generally everything tends to go more towards folk country.
Oh yeah, generally you undervalue that stuff.
I think might just be my taste not really going in that direction as much. But
that's true. It's definitely you're leaning more toward the metal side. Is definitely not correct. But yeah, CCR.
How can you be correct about your tastes?
Yeah, you can be correct about your tastes. Yeah, you can. CCR is awesome. It's so amazing. I mean, I really don't quite get why you're not as countrified as I am. That sort of music, when you listen to stuff like Born on the Bayou or Wrote a Song for Everyone, that's amazing music, man. That's really good. That's just not the same. The shit that you're blasting sometimes, the metal stuff, it's just not the same. But, I mean...
Yeah, it's not the same. That's kind of the point.
Yeah, it's not the same quality. It's just worse. I am glad, though, that most of our music interests overlaps. And that we agree on, 95% of stuff. I mean, you do also like CCR. You don't just love it to the extent
that's what I was saying.
Right?
I don't hate it.
Yeah.
I just... For me... For you, CCR is great to, even greater than
For me,
great.
CCR is transcendental. It's perpetually competing for number one band of all time.
And for me, it's always
it's on the verge of
for me, it's
top 10, top
on the
something like that.
Upper half of good or something.
Yeah. So it's it's not all the way up top, but you like it, you listen to it, but yeah. Okay. I will take that. It's kind of the same with Runrig, even though you like CCR probably more than Runrig, right?
Overall, yes.
Yeah. So
I'm not sure if my favorite. Now I want to kind of estimate the ceilings and floors for those, but
yeah, you could do that. That's also nice. If you wanted to do some analysis on that, you can maybe write some stuff down, evaluate stuff, put some numbers on it, and then present it in a future podcast. That's always interesting to do.
Yeah, maybe.
If you get yourself in the evaluation system for that.
Like, just, have 3 columns.
Yeah.
CCR, run rate, broccoli.
Broccoli. And evaluate them for, like, sound and taste pleasure. Health, food. Yeah. Like nutrient content and, like, the lyrics. Yeah, do it. Do it. I'll listen to it. I think it's going to be an interesting comparison. I've mentioned this before, off the air definitely, and this is more of a divine intervention that once happened in my brain from, like, when it just clicked for me, that Roxette is about the worst thing I've ever heard.
Okay, Roxette, they are a bit hit and miss, definitely. And their better songs are probably just in the good category. But I don't hate them.
There is one bearable Roxette song, and it's Joyride.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Joyride's probably the best Roxette song.
But the thing is, it's okay. It's not good.
I would whistle it right now, but that's, like, horrible for the microphone.
Yeah, don't do it. It's not even good. But everything else is awful. It's straight up bad. Like, I don't even know if it's worse than Walking on Sunshine or not. It's probably on the same level. I'll listen to 3 hours of electric rap hip hop over a Roxette. I will. I'll listen to a 24-hour tape of random stuff and beats thrown together by some computer. Then putting in another Roxette song. And it's a thing too, like, because what happened there was, like, how shocked I was, because Roxette was kind of one of those bands, or like the band equivalent of a serial killer walking amongst regular people and no one notices it. Yeah, that's actually a really good analogy there that I came up with on the spot. It's just there. It's one of those, It's okay. It's nothing great, nothing awful. I know. We'll just have it. Some of the songs you can listen to them occasionally, just casually. Never mind it. And all of a sudden, like, it just clicks in my head, and I'm like, "What is this garbage on my phone here? What is this? It's crap." So yeah, Roxette, I hate it. Hate it. I'm not even neutral. I just flat out hate it. And I don't want to listen to it ever again.
I think I know another song that you hate.
Yeah?
Zombie by the Cranberries.
Oh, it's bad. Oh my god, why do you say that? It's such a bad song. But, yeah, good that you brought it out. That's exactly the song that the topic is about. Exactly the type of song. It's like, it's up there with Walking on the Sunshine. So bad. Why is that song so bad?
It's not that bad.
Why do people like it? Why is it so god awful? Why do I hate it so much? Man. You know what? If you know what I'm talking about and how this feels, then let me know in the comments if you have that type of song. But it better be a bad song. Like, if someone gets in the comments and like, that San Francisco by Scott McKenzie, that's an awful song. I will come to your house and steal your television. I will. If you do that.
That seems awfully random and petty.
If you do that to me, I will. And I will. And also, what I'll also do? I'll flip your doormat over.
Oh God! How could you? That seems.
I'll flip it over and I'll put my feet on it and then I'll drag it throughout your entire house so that it'll get dirty, and then I'll take a television. If you're gonna say that, don't say that. But if you have that type of song, then let me know about it, because maybe you'll bring me on to an idea that I'll actually agree on.
You know what? I'm gonna quickly mention. It's not an old song, but it's a song that I know a lot of people like. That also generally like the older stuff, which is specifically the Sound of Silence cover by Disturbed.
Okay.
I can't stand that version of the song.
Not sure.
I don't think you've ever listened to that, but
probably not. Sound of Silence is an okay song.
I know that my mother, at this point, I think likes that version more than the original.
Really?
And also Joe's father.
Okay. Maybe I need to listen to it. I don't know.
Both of which I believe generally tend to have a decent music taste.
Yeah.
But that one, I just.
Oh, yeah, mother probably has better music taste than you.
What?
Your mother probably has a better music taste than you.
I mean, I personally would disagree, but that's, of course,
I don't
natural.
know. She likes Roderick. She knows to appreciate Roderick more than you do.
I was about to say, I wouldn't be surprised if the overlap with you would be equal or maybe even greater, at least in some aspects.
In some sorts. But yeah, Joe's dad as well.
Yeah.
I've known him. Well, I mean, I know that Joe's a buddy of ours, right? So I know that Joe's entire family leans more towards being AC/DC freaks. Like, they're just hard rock, AC/DC kind of dudes.
That's true.
Like, Joe will defend AC/DC over everything else. It's his favorite band ever. Which both of us can really agree to disagree on.
I mean, AC/DC is one of those, right? It's like, oh yeah, AC/DC isn't bad.
It's okay.
AC/DC isn't great either.
There's two really good AC/DC songs. And then there's a bunch of, okay.
Enlighten me.
About what? The two good AC/DC songs?
Yeah.
It's Highway to Hell and Rock and Roll Train.
What about Hell's Bells?
No.
It's
okay.
What about It's a Long Way to the Top if you want to rock and roll?
Never heard of it. Oh yeah, you put it in the music shirt once.
Yeah.
Wasn't a fan.
I mean, TNT is pretty decent.
Okay.
Back in Black is okay.
It's okay.
Highway
to Hell and Rock and Roll. Highway to Hell is likely the best. Rock and Roll Train, they're kind of on the same level and being sort of good.
If I had to pick the best, I'd probably say Hell's Bells, but I'm not even sure.
When either one of those songs plays, I'm cool. Like, oh yeah, that's cool. That's a pleasant surprise. If the quality is typically below, on average, of those two songs. If they come up in my playlist while we listening to stuff, I'd be rather disappointed because that's one of the lowlights of that evening, likely.
Actually, also, two artists that I'm not as big on as a lot of people are, especially for like older stuff, would be Jimi Hendrix and Bob Dylan.
I like Jimmy. Bob Dylan? What's wrong with that blasphemy, man? Bob Dylan is the GOAT.
Nothing like that I would say is awful, but generally just not as big on as a lot of people are.
Bob Dylan is the best songwriter that has ever grazed planet Earth. And I know Paul Simon is great. Bob Dylan is the greatest. Like, he just is. And I'm typically a John Fogerty kind of guy, right? And I love his songwriting. And he's the best singer, in my opinion, ever. But Bob Dylan? I like Jimi Hendrix. He's nowhere near the top 10 or anything. I like him. Maybe I like him about the same extent as you do. Like, he's good. Nothing transcendental. Bob Dylan is transcendental. Bob Dylan is something else. He's great. How about Judy Collins?
Does she even have original songs?
I don't know. I think so.
Because whenever you mention Judy Collins, it's always a cover.
Yeah, of course, because that's a lot of what she did.
Actually,
she sang a lot of the classics.
I don't even think I know that many songs that she sang. I know she sang Riders in the Sky.
Yeah.
And
Ghost Riders in the Sky.
Well, yeah, classically will just be called Riders in the Sky, but yeah, I think her version specifically calls Ghost Riders in the Sky.
City of New Orleans, she did.
City of New Orleans, I think I've heard her sing once or twice.
She did like Battle Hymn of the Republic, which is my favorite version.
Overall, definitely not that big on her.
All right. I think In My Life might be Judy Collins' original. Not factually sure on that, but I think it might be.
Then again, there's songs you think are originals that tend to turn out to not even be close.
Yeah, that's true.
For a long time, I believe that House of the Rising Sun was the Animals original.
You know how old
not even close.
You know how old that song is?
Yeah, we talked about that before.
That song is older than the sun. Not true. Because if it was older than the sun, then how could they have this song about the sun rising? Right? But
we had that when I questioned you on like covers and stuff. Yeah. We had that one. It's like
that song goes back.
It traces roots way back.
Like way back. I think it's older than New Orleans. Wasn't it like the earliest roots of that song?
There was something that because like miners were singing something that evolved into that song or something that.
It's crazy.
Fascinating Wikipedia article.
Oh yeah, I recommend it. So okay, that's a rant about songs. We got one more like two more songs coming up, which are actually going to be hopefully good songs. At least one of them is going to be pretty good. I don't know about yours.
It's pretty good.
All right, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's it? What is it? It's a song of the week, by the way.
It's "Move On" by ABBA.
That's a good song.
Yeah.
There's a Spanish version of that.
Okay.
Which one do you like better?
The English one.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not even decided on that. I kind of like the Spanish version, high key. It's Alanda, right? So I kind of like it. I think I might go with the Spanish one. They're both about the same level. I can have them.
I mean, of course, it's basically the same song.
It is the same song in a different language.
It's one of those that I think I always kind of overlooked a bit. Because it's arguably one of the better ABBA songs.
Yeah.
And the problem is for ABBA songs that a lot of them are very similar.
It's probably better than my song of the week.
And on a similar level, so sometimes some of the better ABBA songs get overlooked by being like bundled up with all of the weaker ABBA songs.
Many.
Because there is so many. So I recently listened to that and I was like, that's actually one of the better ABBA songs.
Yeah, Move On is one of the better ABBA songs.
And then I was like, I never actually consciously had that in my mind as one of the better ABBA songs.
As just like Fernando and sort of, yeah.
So that's why I was like, oh, I've been kind of not necessarily underappreciating that song, but like almost not being as aware of the song as I maybe should have been. And then I was like, I gotta put that as a song of the week soon.
That's true.
And then I did.
Yeah, it's a song. Here's my song of the week. It's Half a Boy and Half a Man by Nick Lowe.
Okay.
You should know that, right? That wasn't... I believe I gave that to you on USB drive.
I think you did, yes.
I'm not sure if you've listened to that already and evaluated that as in depth. But,
I think I've listened to that like once, maybe twice. I think it's okay, but then again,
that's really what it is.
I haven't listened to it enough to form like an extensive opinion on that.
It's been kind of stuck in my head because I've listened to it lately. When my father just put it on and it was just playing. And I was like, guys, it's kind of catchy, it's kind of good. It's okay. Not transcendental, it's okay. So, Move On is probably just a bit better than that, actually. So, I'm happy with the Song of the Week selection here. I think we've got it, everything. We got covered, right? So, thank you for watching, or listening, but yet you probably didn't watch the still image for an hour. But thanks for listening to the Trash Talk podcast. Any music thoughts, put them in the comments and let us know what you think. Maybe you have varying opinions. Maybe you have a specific song that you hate that we love, or the other way around. Just tell us about it. And leave a like on the video. That would be fantastic because that helps us out a lot to know that you appreciate the content. And subscribe to not miss the next episode, which is coming out every Saturday. That's what we're doing. We're going to see you next time, Digi.
Put your song of the week in the viewer music suggestion playlist.
Do it all the time.
That's it?
That's it.